back in Lausanne. You're here, and you've been here time and time again. And just tell me how your feeling was today, and just how you felt the public compared to the other years.
Well, from my point of view, my run was good. The runway was fast. The people were really having a good time. The timing of my jump, it just needs a little bit of a spark, and I'm going to work on that before Tokyo. Lausanne is such an easy place for me to come travel to stay in, to exercise, and to try to put my best marks together. And, the sun came yesterday and the rain came today, but that's no worry. These men are courageous. They're going to jump as high as possible. We're going to 6:02, hopefully get to Sasma over. And I think we're going to have a good time moving forward in the season. I hate to leave Lausanne, though.
All right. Now, so what's going to happen in the upcoming weeks, of course? Do you have a few more meets? And what about Tokyo? I mean, what's your feeling? And, how are you feeling? And what's going to come next, basically?
Well, absolutely. The championship season is nigh. We have 2 championships back-to-back, the Diamond League final and then the World Championships in Tokyo. Once again, my personal feelings about Japan changed in 2021 about the COVID lockdowns and such, but I'm trying to go back to Tokyo with gladness, make friends, jump really high, and just have a good time. I've done a lot of work this year to just get back on my feet. Last year was a perfect year. Lausanne, Zurich, all the places, all together. This year has been fun, so fun. Time and time again, I've spent so much time on this road, putting my feet on the track, lacing up my spikes, and sweating with my friends. And I think there's nothing more fun than that. I wish I could do it 10 more years.
So Austin was with us a few minutes ago, and he was telling us how you, as a person and as an athlete, has really brought forward American pole vaulting, and it was just amazing to hear that. Can you tell me a little bit more about your feeling with the team, and do you feel like a leader for the team or not, or just a few feelings in that sense?
Well, absolutely. Once upon a time, I saw myself as the weakest man on the field. If I got picked for the team, I was very happy. I wasn't the talented one. If I didn't have my father as my coach, I would have never made the team. It's just such a gracious thing that I have when I come into the sport. So, I didn't come into the sport wanting to be world champion, wanting to be a 2-time Olympic medalist, wanting to be a 10-time American champion. I didn't know that was possible. But I said, I like doing what this is, and I like the men that do it. And sometimes they're divas, sometimes they're very egotistical, and they have a lot of emotions wrapped up. This is an emotional event. And if you're always worried about yourself, you're going to be worried about so many senseless things. And my trick is that I'm going to try to make friends. Not in the way that you make friends at a coffee shop. Make real friends. Friends you can push. Friends you can fight with. Friends you can really tell the truth. And time again, it has proven me that as long as I'm encouraging somebody, I'm really encouraging myself as well. Although it's not a very common affair. A champion coming down, making himself known to every pole vaulter, jumping and losing with grace. Sometimes it's the hardest thing to do for a champion, to come here and get 6th. But you have to be able to smile, you have to be able to be thankful for the crowd, and then believe in your heart that you're going to come put your best effort out again. Hopefully, that's infectious. In America, you have to win your spot time and time again. And sometimes, to be a leader, you have to be the winner. But you can only do it so many times. Austin was our American champion this year. He beat me. I was second. I've been first or second 15 times. It's not an uncommon affair to me. But to see men rise and hopefully never see them fall is one of the things I want to see this sport. And it's inevitable that men go up and down in their careers, but I don't want my opinion of them to go with their performance. I want it to go with them and their hearts. Because you get these kind of guys together, they're courageous, they're dramatic, they're forceful, and I like men like that. They're interesting. They're hard to be around sometimes. But what I would rather spend my time with these guys for the rest of my life than do anything with what I would say is a regular person. Don't ever describe yourself as regular. Come out here, compete hard, and you're going to be my friend for sure.
So my last question, first of all, I must say you're an inspiration. I really believe you're an amazing inspiration. And now, last question is, what is one of your dreams all around? Not sport, not family. Whatever, one of your dreams. You've told me a few dreams that have come true in the past, and I remember that very well.
Yeah.
tell me one of your dreams for the future, for yourself, for your country, for the world, for everything.
Well, in the beginning, information, knowledge was so hard to come by. This is such a special sport, and it's passed down man to man. And like Thibaut and his brother Matthew and their father, Mondo and his father, men and their close friends training them. It is something that's very tight-knit. It's almost a real family, not something you can go on YouTube and just learn yourself. You have to be given the knowledge. It's a selfless process. I'm not the world's best coach. I can name a few of the world's best coaches. I'm building a training center right now. I want to be able to build an environment where people were like, I want to come and prove myself to Sam, and then by then prove myself to the world. I don't want to be the judge of anybody. I want to be the encourager of the future generations. And I've accomplished so many dreams in the sport. Like I told you before, I built my house, I built my family, I've built friendships that hopefully last for forever. I want to build an environment that doesn't cost your performance. It costs your input, right? It costs your input. Because one of the greatest things that you have to understand about being a professional athlete is that if you allow the world to judge you by your performance, you'll never be good enough, right? You got to judge yourself by your own heart and be really honest about that. And then the performances come. Men will jump high. They'll jump high. When you feel good, you jump good. And when you jump good, the world feels good about you. But don't, when you jump high, think that you're not worth something, because that is a real travesty of sport. We can get spun up, headed towards the championships and headed towards medals. I've got 11 world medals. But if I don't win the next one, somebody's going to say, hey, maybe, Sam, you're not worth as much as you were before. I don't listen to those guys. It's not a good message. It doesn't really invite people to the sport. I want to be an inviting power for the sport, and I don't want to turn it into anything but better than what I had when I left it, right? I was the world champion in 2017 and 2019, Olympic medalist in 2016 and 2024. Skipped out in 2021. But I've jumped between world record holders, Renaud Lavillenie and Manu Duplantis. I was never considered among as good as them. I wanted to be a steward for the sport, and I wanted to be kind of the ever-present challenge for men on the track. And I think I've achieved that, and I want to be able to give it to somebody in the future because I think it's a necessary thing. Not my pride involved in it, but my competitive spirit grows with that knowledge.